Luke here at CatTheCarp.com, and today we're at Lake Louise in Alaska. It's about -20 degrees Fahrenheit, and I've got my whole crew here, and we're going out with Chase and Tail, guide service, and we're going to catch some big fish through the ice.
Yeah, I've been watching it.
All right, Tom, hop up on there. Come on, Nate.
Yeah, I think we have to be three.
What'd you guys think? You like that?
Yeah!
You can go inside the shack, it's warm. All right, here we go. Oh, this is nice and warm inside. Here's the lure we're using. It's a big weighted jig head with a big tuber on there. Look at the size of that missile. What pound line you got on this?
20.
20 pound line?
Mono, yep.
And you're tipping that with some herring?
Whitefish.
Whitefish.
Local whitefish caught in the lake.
So this is a whitefish. This is what we got here in the lake, and this is what we're using as bait. There we go, nice big chunk of whitefish on the hook point there. Lots of hook point exposed.
And you want to just stay real close to the bottom. You tap the bottom, and it's just slow lift, fall. They've got real hard bony mouths. They're like a king salmon down there, but when they hit, you want to set that hook pretty good.
Hey, Tommy, you want to do that? Now, these are big fish, buddy. All right, so we got this little fish finder here. I don't know if you can see that on the screen. You can see the jig going up and down, and a big old fish comes on here. You can actually see it come up to the jig. Hold on. You don't have to worry about safe ice out here. You have to worry about whether your auger's long enough to get through it. Man, that is a big chunk of fish.
And you just lay it on the bottom, and they come in and they see that head and those eyeballs.
Yeah.
That's their food, because they grab that sucker and suck it in, and bam.
That sounds like a good one to put in a rod holder outside, because it lets them chew it for a little bit by the time you get there.
Yep, exactly.
How big are we talking on these guys, the big ones like that?
Like 20 to 30 pounds. The big ones are 20 to 30.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
36 to 42 inches.
I'm
the big ones.
Holy.
And from what I hear is like 5-6 pounds is like average.
Yep, that's probably average. Throws over.
Dropping that sucker down there.
So you got a ridge.
Yeah.
It's a real big flat ridge, and then it drops off here. So.
Yeah, you're hitting at the bottom of the shelf.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's classic, man. That's everywhere you go, that's how you fish predators. So we are darn close to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, which for all you people who like metric system out there is -40 Celsius. At around -20, if you're outside for very long, your eyes water and your eyelashes stick together. Around -20 degrees, the smoke in your campfire doesn't like to rise. It goes up a few feet and just stops and then falls back down. Equipment doesn't work, things break. It gets weird at these temperatures. Now Patrick over here has no gloves, just pure manliness. Yeah, he's scooping the ice out with his bare fingers because he is the Alaskan man. Patrick can last colder and longer than my GoPro by a long shot. Oh, every time I come in from the cold, my glasses just frost up.
I had a bite. I had a bite, Dad.
You had a bite?
Yeah.
Then why is the dog? See that tent over there? Here, go over there.
Hey Tom, you want to be in here?
Yeah, hop on in.
That's cooler.
Whoa, man, this one's roasting in here. Look at that, you guys got some chairs and everything. Tommy, you gonna hang out here with Uncle Dan? Yeah. You doing okay now? You guys got chairs, you got heaters.
Yeah, but Dad, we're doing catfishing. We're doing the catfish way.
Yeah, it is just like catfishing. Hey Nathan, are you having fun? Tommy, you having a good time?
Yeah.
You warm?
Yeah, I want to stay. I want to keep on doing this for the rest of the trip.
Here's the fish finder, and you can see the little pop, 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 pop. That's my lure going up and down like this. And see, it's making that. And these other lines over here, these are more faint lines. That's Nathan and Tommy's lures over there. So you can see it's sensing a pretty wide radius. Fish just came up off the bottom and took a swipe at yours. He just popped again. He's looking at it. So you can see this fish right here. He's on the bottom, and he came up, and he's kind of looking at it and coming down. There's another one right there. That's a fish right there. We're at 28.5 feet. So I'm reeling up my jig here, and I'm holding it up to the window to recharge its glowiness a little bit. See, look right there. It's coming right up. That fish came right up off the bottom, and he is checking you out right there. I just got a hit. There's a fish on here. Oh, it is. Out here. Oh, I can unhook him. Oh, and these guys got teeth on them. Oh, look at that. Here. Oh, look at that. My first lake trout ever.
Do you want some apples and stuff?
There we go. But the rod wasn't really doing anything, so I pick it up and it just feels heavy. I mean, real sluggish. So I start reeling up and all of a sudden it starts fighting. That's how it is when it's really cold like this. The fish are lethargic. So they don't hit as hard as they do in the summertime, and they take really subtle bites sometimes. But all right, let's get some more, guys. We're off to a roaring start. They go down, reel them in.
Okay. Whoa! Whoa, he's starting to fight. Holy crap. Oh no, he's off.
Drop it back down. Oh, that was bending. Dan's out here braving the negative 40 degrees here. And he's eyeballing that rod, that rod, that rod, that rod, and that rod.
I get 6.
The rest of us sissies are in here. I've got to stay inside or my GoPro stops working.
He came right back to it like, oh my gosh. He's fighting. His rod's that bending. Oh! That's a
huge
Muse one. Okay. What do we do now?
Okay. Okay. Oh, son of a gun. Where's my glove? He is toothy.
Holy mackerel. That is a nice one.
Hey, Dan, I need you. He is gut hooked.
Wow, I want to go back to my phone. It's like 20 degrees in there.
Yes, it was.
There.
Oh,
Oh, Dad, look at that.
Look at that beauty.
That is a beautiful, beautiful lake trout, bud. Normally we're planning on doing catch and release and maybe cooking one small one up, but this one gut hooked, so he's volunteered for the job. But we gotta fillet him up quick. So it's a lake trout or a type of char?
Yep, they're a type of char from the char family.
Just like a Dolly Varden.
Yep, real similar to that.
We're getting lots of signals over there. There's a lot of blood coming.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Look at that. Yeah, bright. That's orange, almost like a salmon.
Yep.
I got a problem and I need to...
Amazed that you can do anything with your fingers right now.
Get these rib bones off there.
Yeah. Nathan, go back into the shelter, buddy.
Back in there. Here it is. Well,
Yeah.
put that back on there. It's ready to go.
That is a killer right there.
Put it on.
29 inches, probably 7-8 pounds. It's about an average lake trout for you.
For me, yeah. The lake is like 18 to 22 inches probably.
That is an amazing average fish. Slow jig, do 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 do, jig it easy, do 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 do. I was planning on making this a catch and cook video, and we got a very nice lake trout that we ended up having to keep. We are going to do more of a Alaskan style catch and cook here. We're going to go traditional. So my brother here, he has in his hand. Let me get that in the light. Oh, look at that. This is seal oil, a traditional native Alaskan delicacy. This stuff is like gold. And you can't buy it. You have to trade it or kill it yourself. It's hard to get a hold of. And Brett Kirk from No Attack hooked us up here, and it's got some seal oil with some dried bearded seal meat floating in there and a chunk of whitefish. And we're gonna eat this lake trout traditional style, frozen raw chunks of lake trout dipped in seal oil.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna give this a try. First I've got to smell this. Oh, that is a pungent smell. Do you know what that smells like to me?
What?
Cured salmon eggs.
To me, it smells like a cooking oil with a little bit of seafood in it.
You got a chunk of dried seal meat there?
Out there, it's the rib meat.
Rib meat of a bearded seal. And it's dried, not smoked, right?
No, it's not cooked, it's dried.
Just dried. Nah, it's not a strong flavor.
No, it's not. It's actually real mellow. Want some, Tim?
The smell is stronger than the flavor.
Yeah, here, try some.
It gets more pungent the more you chew it.
Yeah.
So just to give you a rundown of all the weird things I've eaten in my life, I've had pork brains several different ways, raw horse meat, poached shark fetus, live fish, sea cucumber intestines, and now raw bearded seal rib meat. That's intense.
Really?
Kind of rehydrated in my mouth a little bit. And it's just like I bit a chunk out of a seal. Oh. Nope, that's frozen. It's done. If I have barf come out my nose at -40, this is going to be interesting.
I estimate this is about 3,000 calories.
Please don't. Oh.
If you get cold, you just drink a little seal oil and it's like lighting a furnace in you. It's got so many calories.
Chug-a-lug.
They cut off the blubber of the seal and they big chunks of it. They put it in a 5-gallon bucket and just stick it in the Arctic entryway and just a little bit of heat and it just thaws right out and you just kind of stir it until it all every couple days.
Are you going to try that whitefish in there?
Oh yeah, sure. This is pretty much what we've been using for bait.
Take your bait, soak it in seal oil, and then it's a delicacy.
And the reason why they soak it in seal oil is it preserves it.
Okay.
Brother share. Want to bite, Tim?
No.
You gotta be kidding. That's not...
It's not doing it for me.
Ugh.
Oh, that's down.
Really?
Oh, that was lingered.
Still. I know.
The canned pork brains and milk gravy was better.
You gotta be kidding. I didn't think... I liked it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'd eat that camping again.
that's the lake trout fillet, huh?
Yeah. We're gonna let this freeze outside at 40 below until it's hard. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna shave off slices of it,
Yeah.
dip it in sea oil and eat it.
All right, let's do
The
it.
rest is going for cooking.
All right, so we got our chunk of fish out here, 40 below. That looks frozen. All right, let's take that inside.
Hard of being in Nichols.
I'm gonna hook a brother up literally here. All right, there we
Here's a
go.
small one.
There's some lake trout dipped in seal oil. Well, of all the things dipped in seal oil I had today, that was the best.
It's actually not that bad.
Yeah. It's like, what else do you got in that jar over there?
Well, this is actually something from our family. This is our smoked salmon that we canned.
No, thank you.
What year did we
Smoked
can
salmon.
this?
Just brown sugar and...
No, like what year did
You
we...
said it's from 2011? We just come sprinting over and the rod's all the way
look at
bent
that.
over.
That's been more than mine did.
Gonna need a bigger hole.
Oh,
Oh no! Keep going, keep going.
is there? No.
Pull.
Oh, it
Snapped.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was all the hole was all froze up. Yeah,
Well,
it's part of the adventure. Part of the adventure. Well, we've had an absolute ball here, and we'd love to fish longer, but we've got to drive all the way back to Anchorage tonight. So we better start packing it up. But we still have to cook up that lake trout, and I'm going to show you some really simple but nice recipes for cooking up lake trout. All right, guys, it's the next day, and we're going to cook up those lake trout fillets, and I got my little boy Jacob here to help me. Jacob, you ready to cook fish?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, man.
All right, I've cut the fillet into 2 pieces and I've kept the skin on. And because lake trout are a member of the char family, they don't really have scales, not like you're used to. I mean, they're pretty much just a skin, so it's closer to like a catfish. And so we're gonna go ahead and cook it with the skin on and just go ahead and eat the skin. I'm gonna try to get the skin all crisped up. And we're gonna make this very simple. We're gonna put a healthy amount of salt. We're salting the skin side because we're gonna eat the skin too. So we're gonna put the salt on there and let it sit for a few minutes to really soak in. Okay, good amount of pepper there. I've got some coarse ground Dijon mustard, and we're gonna go and put a little bit of this on the trout. All right, we got a cast iron pan with a low heat, and we're gonna add some butter, and we're gonna just melt this butter here. So I've got some dried dill weed, and I'm gonna add this in with the melted butter, and I want to let that just sit for about 10 minutes in warm butter, and so that it really hydrates and the oils infuse into the butter. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of garlic paste, and we're going to sprinkle in some fresh basil there. We're going to take the temperature from warm to medium high, and we're going to get that butter hot and brown. Now, frying it in high heat and butter like that will make the skin crispy, but it won't cook the fillet all the way through. So what we're gonna do is just cook it for a couple minutes on the stovetop, then we're gonna finish it in the oven. Put a little fresh basil on there. Well, there we go. Well, why don't you give that a go and see?
What we think of it?
It worked out?
That's good.
That is good.
Actually, really good.
You see, because I have no idea what it tastes like, because I just made up the recipe with ingredients I found in Emily's kitchen.
You did a good job.
So.
This needs a little bit of seal oil.
Nobody wants to hear your opinion on what tastes good anymore, okay? Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see more catch and cook videos, we've got an entire playlist, and I'll put a link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and if you want to know anything about the guide service or where we stayed, I'll put links in the video description. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click subscribe. We put out new videos every Saturday morning.